I like to think of slap bass grooves a bit like a drummer, where the thumb is like the kick drum, and that is the pop, which is like the snare drum. So in this lesson, I'm going to take you through 5 slap bass grooves that are like drum beats, and at the end, I'm going to teach you how to make your own really great fills up. Let's start with the first one. Very simple. Now that's without a metronome. I'm using this beat buddy now. If I kick this in and play it along with it. It's only when you get the timing going that you can really match up your kick and your snare, or your thumb on your index. So this is how it goes without the metronome. 3, 4. Crucial to be counting each time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you want to put the E from the 7th fret of the A string onto the 2nd fret of the D string, do that. But it's a good habit to just get into the discipline of playing not very much when you're playing a bass line, just sticking to a groove. We'll go to groove 2 now, and here we're just implying a few more of 8th note rhythms. So if this is the kick and that's the snare, then all this other stuff, that's your hi-hat. Let's take a look at it. So this left-hand pat, so there's a ghost note on the 2nd note, and you're just going to, I'm using fingers 2, 3 and 4 just to slap down on the strings, which are just, you're not pressing down into them. You don't want a note. You just get this sort of dead sound. And we'll just take it like that, just the 4/8 first. So you've got a slap, a left-hand pat, a pop, and then a slap. Just take that first, and then the next grouping. I find it a little awkward to go from the E octave when you're doing thumb and pop, so I might just isolate that on its own. Maybe move it. Find it easier to put it down there. I'm going to stick to this because it's hard. Whole thing together. Then I'll introduce the metronome. That metronome's about 120. It's a bit fast, so I would probably just whack it down a little bit. Maybe let's do that now. I'm trying to lock in like a drummer would, just to keep everything really metronomic and all the rhythms really tight and focused. Okay, next bass line, very similar to the first one. So always playing E's with the thumb, low E's, and then with the top, the higher note here, we've got first finger on the 7th fret. See how I'm just stopping the E string, just with this hand? And just coming off the higher E if you want that note to stop. Now that one, if you want to add in the 8th notes into that. We've got a bit more left-hand action going on here. Now if you've never done this before, that would be awkward. So I would do something like that if I'm practicing. I would just take that little bit on its own and just go from there. Just like that. Because slap bass is very much about coordination. So I'm just taking that and just dealing with that on its own. Then I'll add in the other notes. And just piece it together. If you have to go just note by note, just do that. In the final groove, I'm going to add in a fill. The basic line is this. Very simple. And then the next bar. Okay, that's just adding in a few more notes, and we've got this shape here. These are just E's, and a very, very good scale to practice all of these ideas, plus the more intricate fills, which we'll get onto now, is the minor pentatonic scale. all the notes sound really good. And if you're playing around this area, you've got some notes that fall under the fingers very naturally, specifically the ones on frets 5 and 7 of the E, A and D strings. Those are hammer-ons, pull-offs. You can do combinations of thumbs and pops using these hammer-ons, and even just quick successions of the thumb and the index finger. All of these notes sound really good. So that last line again. See, at the end there, I just used these notes I showed you just to make my own thing up. And that's what I'd like you to try as well. Download the PDF, go through the lines. It's just something fun to do, but also it's a good discipline to show you that a really good bass line tends to stick to, well, not tends, sometimes sticks to a pattern. Certainly the best drummers stick to patterns and just concentrate on making every note sound fantastic and be placed perfectly and having complete control over that. And this is a very good thing to practice that. Do get your metronome involved when you feel comfortable. And that's important, only when you feel comfortable, because don't introduce it too soon, it's just a bit too much. At first, just go through all this stuff without, and then introduce the metronome. Thanks for watching that. Do subscribe to the channel and I'll see you next time.